Here is the translation in American English, retaining the original structure and flow. One chilly November afternoon on the bustling streets of Chicago, amidst the hurried pace of life, a quiet yet meaningful moment unfolded. Donald Trump, a powerful man with a packed schedule, unexpectedly stopped in front of the sight of a woman huddled on the sidewalk. That woman was Teresa Hensley, a veteran who had dedicated 12 years of her youth to her country and now struggled with homelessness. The sign in her hands read, "Veteran in Need. Please help," a silent plea for help in a noisy and indifferent society. Donald Trump, clad in a long navy coat and his signature red tie, walked along Michigan Avenue on that brisk November afternoon in Chicago. The city buzzed around him, lights reflecting off the wet pavement following an early rain, but he seemed unfazed. A meeting awaited him, but somehow he had chosen to walk back to his hotel to soak in the city's rhythm. As he passed a corner near Millennium Park, his steps faltered. Against the wall of a building, a woman sat huddled, her worn clothes and weathered face clinging to a piece of cardboard with scrawled words, "Veteran in Need. Please help." Donald Trump, a man known worldwide for his commanding presence, paused. His gaze met hers. Her eyes, tired and weary, still held a glimmer of fragile hope, as if yearning for someone to notice. He stepped forward, ignoring the curious and even wary glances of passers-by. "What's your name?" he asked, his voice low but firm. The woman looked up, startled to recognize the man before her. "Teresa," she replied weakly. "Teresa Hensley." Trump knelt to meet her at eye level, his expression serious and sincere. "You're a veteran?" Teresa nodded, tears welling up. "Yes, sir. I served in the military for 12 years. I was injured on duty overseas. And now," she choked up, "I lost everything. My apartment, my job, and it feels like my whole life, too." For a few seconds, Trump said nothing, as if trying to grasp the depth of the pain this woman had endured. He couldn't just walk away. "Wait here," he said, pulling out his phone and stepping away. On the other end of the line was Margaret, his longtime assistant. "Margaret, I need you to find the nearest hotel with a vacant room and get a doctor here immediately. This is urgent," he instructed firmly. Moments later, Trump returned and spoke to Teresa. "We're going to fix this." He gestured to a nearby street vendor, purchasing her a hot bowl of soup and a sandwich. While she ate slowly, her hands still trembling from the cold, Trump quietly asked about her life. Teresa recounted her years of military service, the comrades who never returned, and the injury that left her unable to continue working. She spoke of her failed attempts to reintegrate into civilian life and, ultimately, the freezing nights on the streets of Chicago. A sleek black SUV pulled up shortly after. Margaret had acted swiftly. The driver courteously opened the door, and Trump, gentle but firm, helped Teresa to her feet. "This is for you. We're taking you somewhere safe." Teresa hesitated, her eyes a mix of skepticism and hope. "You don't even know me. Why are you doing this?" Trump met her gaze directly, his eyes unwavering. "Because someone should have done this a long time ago." The car brought them to a luxurious hotel where Teresa was received as an honored guest. A spacious room, a soft bed, and a warm meal awaited her. A doctor had been summoned to assess her health, bringing medication and practical advice for her recovery. But that wasn't all. Trump had contacted Veterans United Support Services, a nonprofit organization assisting veterans. Within an hour, their representatives were present, pledging to help Teresa find housing, employment, and whatever else she needed to rebuild her life. When Trump left the hotel the following morning, he left behind not only a carefully planned roadmap for Teresa's future, but also a personal check sufficient to address her immediate challenges. Teresa, now with a renewed sense of strength in her eyes, looked at him and said, "You've changed my life. I don't know how to thank you." Trump smiled, a rare but genuine smile. "You don't need to thank me, but promise me one thing. One day, when you can, pay it forward by helping someone else. Teresa nodded, her voice resolute. I promise. As Donald Trump stepped out of the hotel, returning to the bustling world outside, he felt an unfamiliar sense of peace. In just a few short hours, a life had been transformed, and for Teresa, the future now gleamed with hope. The story began the moment Trump's eyes met Teresa's, a weary gaze that still held on to a fragile glimmer of hope. In that instant, the divide between a billionaire and a struggling woman vanished, leaving only a profound human connection between two individuals. Trump didn't see a homeless person. He saw a forgotten hero, someone who had once worn the uniform to protect the nation and now needed help. Trump's gratitude was not just expressed in words, but translated into action. He extended his hand, not out of charity, but to honor and acknowledge Teresa's sacrifices. From the hot soup on the street to the warm hotel room, and then the long-term support, Trump turned his gratitude into a driving force that forever changed Teresa's life. This is not merely a story of giving, but a profound lesson in compassion, gratitude, and the responsibility we all bear towards those who have sacrificed for our freedoms. The fateful encounter between Donald Trump and Teresa Hensley on the streets of Chicago is more than just a touching tale of kindness. It carries a powerful message about social responsibility, empathy, and the value of taking action. On a November afternoon, amidst the hustle and bustle of Michigan Avenue, the image of a powerful man in a navy coat and red tie stopping abruptly in front of a homeless woman created a moment rich in meaning. Teresa, in her tattered clothes, weary eyes, and worn sign reading, "Veteran in Need, Please Help," was not just an individual in need, but a symbol of the thousands of veterans facing similar struggles. This image begged the question, why are those who sacrificed their youth and health for the nation left to fend for themselves upon their return to civilian life? Donald Trump, often associated with his image as a successful and controversial billionaire, revealed a different side of himself. His act of kneeling down to inquire, listening to Teresa's story, and then leveraging all available resources to assist her demonstrated that true compassion transcends status and power. From calling his assistant to secure a hotel room and providing a warm meal to contacting a nonprofit for long-term support, Trump showed that genuine care goes beyond words and must be manifested through concrete actions. This story is not just about helping one person, it raises a larger question about the responsibility of those who can make a difference. Why wait to encounter suffering on the streets before acting? Why isn't society proactively creating support systems to prevent individuals like Teresa from reaching such a desperate state? The deepest takeaway from this story is the spirit of pay it forward. When Trump looked into Teresa's eyes and said, "You don't need to thank me. Promise me one day you'll help someone else like I helped you," he didn't just offer her assistance, he planted within her a mission. Acts of kindness should not stop with one person but ripple outward, from one individual to the next. Teresa, from being someone in need, became a part of this ongoing cycle of compassion. She vowed to one day return what she had received, and that is the true power of kindness. It doesn't end. It spreads and multiplies. This fateful encounter is not merely a touching moment, but a reminder that compassion is humanity's greatest strength. It can erase the lines between rich and poor, strong and weak, powerful and powerless. The story of Trump and Teresa is a call for all of us to look around, to care, and to act. Don't wait until you have everything to start helping. A small gesture, a kind word, or even a moment of listening can be the first step in changing someone's life. This world needs more people like the Trump in this story. Not just those with resources, but those with the will to act. And it needs more people like Teresa, those ready to rise from hardship and continue to spread good. Their story, beyond words, is a living testament to the truth that humanity only truly flourishes when we love and lift each other up.